my name is Nick. I'm a data subject and targeted individual in Cape Town, South Africa. And today has been insane. I'm subject to neural data breach manipulations via the state surveillance apparatus that was in line with the Human Capacity Development Program. And this is then subject to neural data breaches in terms of mental privacy and psychological continuity data that's projected to civilian militia. And by that I mean everybody in South Africa, basically, because as we understand, it's much easier to torture one person and project that information to others and say, well, the country is on its way. You can see people are not having a good time, so as long as they're not having a good time, you can be all right. But in terms of the vulnerabilities of the AI system in South Africa, hyperstimulation produces neural breakdowns, and I just want to say, fuck you to Cape Town for your neural fucking manipulation breakdowns. I'm fucking working hard just to associate with any human rights in this country, and I'm starting to recognize all of you, well, 90% of you, as serious state capture collaborators, because like I've now lost my job. A business around the corner, the Shell Garage, has Shell attendants who've been specifically timing harassment at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, fuck you all, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night, they start fucking shouting. So fuck you all. And I just want to say, in terms of international exposure, there's been Myron May in America, and the hooting that they're fucking going on about is another story. So in terms of the A/HRC 43/49 report by the Special Rapporteur on Torture, Inhumane, Cruel, Degrading Treatment and Punishment, Mr. Niels Meltzer, highlighted in his cyber torture report, it's a tactic, and it produces results that incorporate mental breakdowns of data subjects. So fuck you and your fucking bullshit, Cape Town and South Africa. You fucking pieces of shit. I'm finding out now that hyperstimulation is something that's in line with the Human Capacity Development Program that was launched in 2013. And this seems to be a modus operandi for state capture in South Africa for the last 400 years. So now we've switched governments. We've enabled the corruption of the state executives. I mean, the point was to get them to the same level where they can take over, empowering people like Ramaphosa with mining shares. Is something that's fantastic. We need it. Everybody like who was disadvantaged before needs to kind of get empowered by education, by a system that supports human rights. But that's not the way South Africa seems to operate. I grew up in a time where, because of my mother's job, my life was in danger. Because of not having a father, my life was in danger. Obviously, I had a father, but yeah, he was married at the time, so I was a love child, and yeah, because of that, I didn't have the male figure in the house, and that reflected badly on things. So not only could I not speak about what my mother did, I couldn't speak about what my father, well, like not having a dad, and shit like that. So I wasn't involved with the racism and profiteering back then. Like, my grandfather got here in the military. I'm not sure if it was posted here or what, but like, was invited to stay because he had a fitting and turning background and like technical knowledge. So like, he hung around and helped and built a business, bought a farm and a house, and like, then my mom came along and she was appalled by the human rights factor, and didn't support the state capture from England and other states, Portugal, Spain, Holland, Netherlands. Like, those tourists in South Africa now and laughing at me. They walk past and, haha, he's all around the world. He's the one. Fuck, cyber torture information is terrible. Like, people talk about gang stalking. Like, I think that's a part of psychological neural data breaches, because it's a part of my brain that understands what my sensations are happening, and if that can be projected in terms of dual data subject exposure, it can change the makeup of psychological continuity data of anybody. So when people talk about weaponized intelligence, corruptions, and things like that, this is what it's about. Transhumanism overseas, they're talking about it openly as like the people in front are wonderful. But if we look at the Chinese infrastructure in terms of their definitions of an AI weapon, we can see detailed analysis of targeting targeting programming, mission objective programming, and a number of other weaponized intelligence factors that are then incorporated into state infrastructure. And state infrastructure includes AI, state surveillance capabilities for any state. And these capabilities are my capabilities. So this AI system is very powerful, and it should be transparent. It should be the people involved must be held accountable, and we cannot threaten our regulators and then expose me to hyperstimulation, because I will break down. Fuck you, I will break down. That's the only way it happens. The first time, I think I was sweating profusely for like a few days. People thought I was sick, and I was literally going crazy in like the back of my brain, because the cerebral cortex, the motor cortex, the visual cortex, if one experiences a single interference in all of that, we fucking don't know what the fuck is going on, and we're quiet. We're waiting. There's some more hooting from the fucking pieces of shit on that side. I'm having my hyperstimulation day, so this is going to be another video for the log. Sorry about the swearing, but I'm at a point where I'm about to stab someone in the throat, and I know I'll be incarcerated and put into hospital. And I know the reasons for my state at the moment is hyperstimulation and channel terrorization towards data subject destruction. Now, not only is this illegal and unconstitutional, it's a modus operandi of state-sponsored torture that supports the belief the state was involved in initial torture. Now, that might sound like a mouthful, but it's in the Istanbul Protocol, page 19, paragraph 86, I believe, like 85, 86. So, these are things that we hear about on the in the media as being affected by corporations worldwide. So, a number of people then would lobby at the United Nations or at the World Health Organization to have their interests forwarded. And that's the same like in South Africa. Like, we wanted to forward the interests of the people in South Africa, Madiba, when the change happened, the removal of, or the relinquishing of power from the National Party. And like, there's a lot going on. Because it seems like the empowerment of the changeover was sort of incorporating malice in terms of like Ramaphosa then called the police and shot a bunch of people at the mine through the police. I mean, he didn't shoot them. I stand like far away from that statement. I'm subject to hyperstimulation, so I'm very angry, I'm very disorientated, and I don't give a shit if people don't like my language at the moment, because the doctors have been telling me that I must watch out for brain damage. I was in a fight last night with four guys from Sutu. They were speaking Sutu. They wanted to pick a fight with me. Hey, there's Bhagat. There's the landlord. What that means is I'm subject to neural data interferences by the state apparatus. So if I'm within, that means I'm in trouble, and it's gaslighting my experience. And like Puppet is another one that they use. But as described in the United Nations Special Rapporteur's report titled AHRC 43/49, a cyber torture report, strategic. If one looks at Myron May, I think his description of the vulnerabilities within the AI system are quite accurate. I continue to be victimized, and I don't enjoy being victimized. And it seems that the people that enabled the old regime are still enabling the new regime, to the point that, like, Portuguese people come and threaten me. Spanish people laugh at me. The Afrikaans people, they keep gaslighting that I'm gonna shoot people, and he's gonna get his friends to do it. And, like, but he's gonna